Welcome to Wednesday, which is weird. It's normally on Thursday, but welcome to Wednesdays. Today we're gonna be doing, instead of balance, we're doing stretch. So today will be a 10-minute lower body stretch. And this stretch is really good for after walks, after any running, lower body exercises that you do. This is a good stretch that's gonna help open up your hips and really just get that lower body nice and stretched out and flexible. So for this class, you will need a chair. Our first three movements our first three stretches are standing, and then the rest is in the chair. And then for one of the exercises, you'll just need a towel. I just have like a small bathroom hand towel, real nice and little. It doesn't have to be anything major, but you will need this for one of the exercises. And that's about it. So without further ado, let's dive into this nice, relaxing lower body stretch. So to begin, everybody just join me in a nice big inhale, big deep breath. Arms go all the way up. And then as you exhale, just bend down, try to touch your toes. If you don't get quite there, that's okay. And then slowly come back up. Let's do two more here. Inhale. Nice big exhale, drop down to those toes, really hinging at the waist there. And then slowly roll yourself back up. Last one here. Inhale. And exhale all the way down to those toes. Touch those toes, and then roll yourself back up. Awesome. All right. First stretch here today is called a runner's stretch. So this is a really good hamstring exercise stretch that you can do standing. So you will need your chair for this one. Just prop it kind of either in front of you or next to you. And very simple, just put one of your legs up. I like to start with my right. You can start with your right as well, but we're gonna do both. But put that leg up there on the chair, flex your foot towards you, and then you're just gonna hinge forward. So right until you start to feel that stretch in your hamstring. So with stretching, it's really important to focus on, we're not stretching to pain, but we are stretching to a little bit of a discomfort. That way you can still feel that stretch, but it should not be painful. So lean forward, make sure you're keeping this leg nice and straight. And we're just gonna take a few seconds here to just really sink into this stretch here. Remember to take some nice big deep breaths, and with each breath you can try to sink in a little bit more. Feel free to kind of try to grab your toe if you want, but not necessary. I like to just keep my hands on my hips for this one. Awesome. Hold this for 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and come back, shake those legs out. Same thing on the other side. So again, bringing that left leg up here on top of the chair, flexing that foot towards you. So we don't want to have our toes pointed for this. We want to have them straight up to the sky. And then we're just taking a nice big deep breath and sinking into that stretch. Again, you should feel this right here in your hamstring. Deep breaths. Focus on that warmth kind of running through your muscles as you're sinking into this stretch. Great job. We'll hold this for 10 more seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring yourself back up out of that. It's always a good one to start with. Next stretch is going to be the alternating muscle, which is your quads. So we're going to sink into a quad stretch here. So what this looks like is, if you have some off balance issues, you might want to have your chair in front of you for this one so you can hold on to it. But we're just going to bring that ankle up into your hand here, and we're just gonna hold this stretch. So this stretch you should feel right down here in your quad muscle. And the key here with this stretch is, it doesn't help that I'm wearing all black, you can't really see, but you wanna make sure that your knees are together. So with this leg, you don't wanna be up here, you don't wanna be back here pulling it, you wanna be nice and tall, and knees should be pretty parallel here with each other. And I'll show you a side view here. So again, nice and tall, really feeling that stretch in that quad here. And we'll hold this for about 15 more seconds. Really focusing on that breathing. Great job. Have that chair there if you need it for balance. And hold for 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Shake it out. Same thing on the other side here. So when you're ready, again, we're just pulling that back leg up. I'll show you from this side, a little bit easier. Pull that back leg up here, really feeling that stretch in your quad. Great job. Nice and tall. Deep breaths here. Great job. We'll hold for 10 more seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and drop those legs down. Shake it out a little bit if you need to. You can kind of move that chair out of the way for our last standing stretch here, which is going to be hip openers. So this is more of a dynamic stretch. You have 2 different types of stretching. You have static, which is just holding a stretch, which is what we just did. And then you have dynamic, which is a stretch within a movement. So this one is a really, really great one for hip openers, or opening up those hips a little bit. So what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be bringing one knee up. I'm starting with my left leg this time, coming all the way out, really feeling that deep stretch, and then bringing it back down. So very slow motion here, and then we're coming back up and back in. Really just kind of feeling every stretch throughout this movement. And again, very slow movement here, really making sure you're getting that good stretch in that inner thigh. Use your chair if you need it to. This is also incorporating a little balance, I would say. Great job. Let's do about 5 more seconds here. Sneak in one more little rotation. Really open that hip up. All right, great job. Same thing on the other side here, and then we'll get ourselves in the chair. So when you're ready, go ahead and bring that leg up, out, and down, real nice and slow. Really feeling that hip movement here. It's a really good thing to practice for range of motion as well. Great job. Really opening those hips, nice and tall, focus on your breath. And let's do about 5 more seconds here. Squeeze in one more rotation. And great job. All right, now we're in the chair for the rest of class. So go ahead and sit down if you are, have a chair, or even just do these on your couch. It really doesn't matter as long as you're sitting. So once we kind of find ourselves in our chair here, we want to kind of have our sit bones on the very edge of your chair. So we're not kind of sinking into the chair at this point. We're kind of nice and tall right on the edge of our chair here. And we're going to go for a seated figure 4. So this is another really great hip stretch. So you're going to take one leg. I'm starting with my left. The ankle sits on top of that knee, and this hand pushes down on your knee just to that slight discomfort, okay? So you want to stand nice and tall, pushing that knee down. You should feel this stretch right here in your outer hip area. So once you find that good discomfort but not pain stretch, just hold it there. Deep breaths in and out as well. Great job. See if you can push down just a little further and get a little bit deeper into that stretch for our last 10 seconds here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and relax. Shake those legs out. Same thing on the other side. So that ankle comes up, sits right there on that knee, and then your hand just presses down on that knee there, really getting that good deep hip stretch here. Great job. This is one of my favorite ones to do when you're sitting for a long period of time, just to give yourself a second here to stretch out those hips. Awesome job. We'll hold this for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Next, we'll move on to a glute stretch. So our glute muscles are our butt muscles, and those are a little bit harder to stretch oftentimes. So one of my favorite glute stretches is simply just bringing your knee up. So you will sink back in your chair just a little bit, but try to kind of still bring your sit bones to the edge of your chair there. And we're just gonna pull that knee close to our chest. And so by creating a little bit of a diagonal, bringing your foot across your body here, you're gonna start to feel that nice stretch there in your medial and outer glute as well. So hug that knee close to your chest here and really just focus on those deep breaths as you sink into this stretch. Great job. 5 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. All right, drop that leg down. Same thing on the other side. Hug that knee close to your chest, and then bring that ankle just in a little bit as your leg will kind of sit diagonal across your body here. And you're just hugging that knee to your chest here, really feeling that stretch in your glute muscle. If you're not feeling it, it could mean that you're sitting too far into your chair. So try to scoot back to the edge and then lean back a little bit, and you should feel that stretch. Deep breaths. Try to pull that knee in a little closer here. Awesome job. And we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake those legs out. We got 3 more stretches here. We're gonna kind of take it down to our little muscles in our ankles next. So real nice and easy ankle rotations here. So this one you can sit a little bit further deep into your chair. Start with one leg. I'm starting with my left. And we're just gonna do some nice deep ankle rotations here. So really pointing your toes when you're down and really flexing those toes up when your foot comes up, and really focusing on every area of that calf muscle, those ankle joints, really stretching that area out there. Nice and slow. Go ahead and change directions, whatever direction you were going in. Do the opposite. Nice and slow here. This is not a fast rotation. Great job. 5 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Rest that leg back down. Other side. Raise that leg up and begin that ankle rotation. Real nice and big circles. Pointing that toe as you come down and flexing your foot as you come up. Great job. And go ahead and change directions here. Nice and slow. Pay attention as each rotation flexes and kind of lengthens a different muscle. So really kind of focus on that what that feeling is. I think stretching can often be a good mindful practice as well, just tuning into what your muscles are doing as you're stretching. And we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Next stretch is a calf stretch. So this is where your towel will come into play. So go ahead and just take that towel or blanket or whatever and roll it up so that it's nice and thin like this. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it under our foot here. So try to place it right at the ball of your foot. And then we're gonna strengthen that leg here, okay? So what this looks like is right here. So we're pulling those toes up and really getting that good deep stretch in our calf muscle. This is a really good one to do if you get a lot of leg cramps at night and stuff like that, is just take a towel or a blanket, something close by, and really get that that calf stretched out here. Great job. Focus on that breath. Try to relax your quad muscle. Sometimes with this, that quadricep muscle up here can get really tense and tight. So really try to focus on relaxing that muscle and letting your calf really sink into that stretch here. We'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and grab that towel back up from underneath of your foot, and we're gonna switch to the other side. So when you're ready, go ahead and bring that towel right under the ball of your foot. So it's not in the middle of your foot, but more so kind of in between the middle of your foot and your toes. And then go ahead and lengthen that leg out. Ideally, your leg should be straight, but if you have trouble doing that, you can get a longer towel, or you can just kind of lean forward a little bit to make it a little easier. Really feeling that stretch. Remember or reminding yourself to relax that quad muscle and letting your calf really get stretched out there. Really big deep breaths here. Awesome job. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. You can toss that towel. We have one more stretch, and it is my favorite stretch of all, so it's a good one to end with. So for this one, you're gonna wanna sit on the very edge of your chair, so scoot forward just a little bit. This is an inner thigh stretch, and this one just, it feels so good when you let yourself sink into it. So we're gonna take those legs nice and wide, hands go right on the inner part of your knee, and we're just gonna kind of sink into it and really push those knees out. So you should feel that stretch right here in that inner thigh, hip flexor area. And then you can kind of settle into it, rotate back and forth. Really stretching, there are no rules. Whatever you can do to kind of make it feel good, get that nice stretch in. Focus on your breathing. Sink a little bit further forward into it. Feet should be planted flat on the ground for this one, so make sure you're not on your tiptoes. Real nice and relaxed here. Awesome job. And we're gonna hold for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring yourself back up to a seated position. Bring those legs in nice and slow, and take one big inhale with me here. In and out. Awesome job. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me on this Wednesday for stretch, and we'll see you back here next week.